and I kept turning my head. Come on, we could talk about this. And on one of those come-ons and turn your head, he shot me. 5 o'clock in the morning or 4:45, something like that. Chip and Jimmy came in, and Jimmy was an ex-employee that I used to work with on Mondays. And so he used to come there on the weekends and just, chill in the back with us. And when he came in, he spoke to me and everything. And he sat down at the table, and I had told Christina to go wait on him because they tip really good. And so Christina went ahead and she waited on him. Chip got up to pay for his ticket, and I was walking towards the back to do my duties, and that's when I heard a clicking sound. And when I turned around, he had the gun pointed at Christina, and I heard Christina saying to Chip, I have a 6-month-old son. Am I gonna see him again? And he said, yeah, you do what I say, everything will be fine. And so I was like, Chip, we okay? And he says, yeah, just do what I say, everything is fine. He pointed the gun, like everybody to the back, Jimmy was back there, and he was, had I think they're called wire cutters or something, a big one, and he was breaking the lock on the freezer. I said to Jimmy, are we okay? And Jimmy kind of dropped his head, and so I got kind of worried a little bit. Then Chip came back again, and he asked us for our money. And so we gave him all our tip money. After he robbed us, I got kind of scared because I can identify them, and I knew them by name, and I got worried, and I said out loud, they're gonna kill us, they're gonna shoot us. When Chip left after taking our money, that's when I felt that we wasn't okay. That's when I knew then that they must didn't get enough money and they were gonna kill us. So I said it out loud, and I said it to Christina. I said, hey, they're gonna kill us. I know them by name. And that's when Christina got upset and started crying. I was looking around and stuff, I'm a fighter. I've always been that way. And all I could think about was I have to do something. When he came back in this time, he kind of had his foot in front of the door, and he had the gun pointed sideways. And he said, turn around and put your hands on top of your heads and get on your knees. And I seen Christina and Willie obey, and I just couldn't do it. And so that's when I pleaded with him, can we do something else? Please don't do this. Can we talk about it? We can talk about this. That's all I just kept saying, and he just kept saying, Barb, turn around. And I was like, come on. And he was putting the gun closer to my face, and I was like, come on. And I kept turning my head, come on, we could talk about this. And on one of those come-ons and turn your head, he shot me. That's when I said, oh my God. I think I said that out loud, oh my God. I don't remember falling or anything. And all I remember, I went into this beautiful white room. I didn't see no floor, no nothing. I just went into this beautiful white room. I could hear myself out loud saying, is this what death is like? And I could feel me turning and everything. And then I heard myself say, I don't want to die. And so I opened up my eyes, and I saw Christina in she was laying down with her arms and her feet up, blocking something. I could feel another body laying across the lower part of my legs. My ears was ringing the whole time too. You could hear this ding. I could see like 3 and 4 of everything. So I just closed my eyes, and I knew I was okay, because when I closed my eyes, you know, it gets dark, you can tell. And I just felt wet, like all this, the shoulder part of my uniform was wet, and I could feel stuff running down me, and it was blood. I just thought about, I need to get out of this situation that I'm in. Oh, I'm gonna bleed to death if I stay here. I laid there for about maybe 10, 15 more minutes. And I know we had about an hour before the next shift came in. And I had to get out of there. And that's when I pushed Willie off of me. I was kind of cautious about pushing the door open, kind of peeping out everything. And keep in mind, when I got shot, I could see like 3 and 4 of everything. I was real slow about doing everything because of my vision too. And plus I was scared, that I might get shot again or something. And then I kind of like peeped around the corner, and I could see all the way down to the kitchen, to where the cash register was, and the grill. And I could see the booths that was down there, and I didn't see anybody. And then when I finally stood up, I was like, kind of like a person intoxicated or drunk or something. You know, I was kind of wobbly, and my ears were still ringing, and my vision was off. And I went out the back door. Across the street, couple ways down, it's a gas station, and I knew that's where I needed to go, was to the nearest gas station, because the other places were closed by then. While I was walking across to that gas station, I just kept saying over and over my kids' name, Gabby and Terry and Gabe. I'm coming home, I'm coming home. I made it to that gas station. Actually, I went to the wrong door. So I had to walk around to the other door. And I pushed the button, and the man came, and he seen me. You could see the look in his face like, wow. And that's when I asked him for help. What I found out in the hospital is that I didn't have no side vision. You know, all I saw was a circle. But gradually, as the months went by, it went out and stopped at a certain, like, this is all I can see right here. And on this side, I can see, right here. And I have no low vision. Chip got the death penalty and 1 life sentence. Jimmy got 5 life sentences, and they're running back to back, so he'll never get out. I didn't understand why he did what he did, because we talked. Me and him was friends. At least that's what I thought. I just don't understand why he did what he did, and I would like to talk to him. I don't know why I survived. To this day, it bothers me, you know, why Christina didn't live and Willie didn't live, but really I don't know why I survived. But people tell me all the time that I have a purpose, but I don't know.